All right. Hi, everyone. I have interwebs. Oh my God. Hi, everyone. Hi. Oh man, am I stressing because I'm messing everything up in the studio too. It's going to be a long night, I think. Quite literally. I might have to stay up and finish packing since I'm heading out to Chicago tomorrow. But first, let me see who I've got on here. Oh, you lovely people. It's nice to see you all. Yeah, it's official. This is 32. It was going to be 32 last week, but yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted last week. And it wasn't quite that good today either, but we've been blessed. We have internet. So let's hope it stays around. Anything can happen tonight. Oh, thank you. Can't wait to see you on Sunday. I hope it's worth it. Hi, Scott. Hi, Sue Vargas, Jose, Ira, Brian, Eric, Max, Carlos Mode, Todd Livingston, Alfonso. How are you? All of you. But we're going to have fun. Sort of. We're going to sort of have fun. I don't know if I did this before. If I did it before on the stream, then it was a very long time ago because we're already in 2023 and we started doing these things in 2020. So it's possible that I will repeat an experiment here or there. But I'm going to play or attempt to play the demo version of the Worth album, meaning pretty much all the songs in their order of the ones I have demos of. because believe it or not, I don't have all of them, which is really sad in a way because I thought I had all of them, but I don't. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop searching, just so you know. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. And by the way, so well, we'll get into it. By the way, I'll get into all the different, googly gooks and weird things that are going on. But so yeah, so let's get right into it. I think it's fair to say that if you didn't show up at 8 o'clock, you miss out. Sometimes you miss out on a demo or something weird. But today, what I was messing with, sorry, my seat is all wacky, is I have Synthplant 2, which is a very interesting synth. And I'm using it in a way that I don't think it was intended to be used. But I feel like I have found my number two go-to, because I had so much fun just in the last 15 minutes before the stream. I made a bunch of sounds from oddball samples, things that had nothing to do with what you heard, but the stuff that came out of it is the stuff that it mangled. And I feel like it's like the most amazing thing I've ever had since the ESQ and sampling in general. So let me put it this way. If I had to have three synths to take with me on a deserted island, and I could only choose 3, it would be the ESQ, some sort of sampler of any kind, so that I could have outside sounds, and Synthplant. Now I'm good. I found some really interesting sounds just messing around. And I love how, well, you wouldn't know. And I was going to show you this, by the way, but I can't because whenever I try to do the screen grab, it won't let me screenshot the actual device, which kind of sucks because I can't show you what I'm doing. But I think you'd be into it if you saw it. I'll have to figure it out. Maybe I'll do like a little jam or something with it when I can figure out how to capture it. But for the moment, man, it's really, really strange. But we'll get into Synthplant and a bunch of other things. No one's paying me to do this. This is not sponsored in any way or any shape or form. I bought it because the minute I saw what it could do, my head just went poof, and I was like, this is going to be mine. This is going to be mine. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I've just gotten started. But anyway, let's play. Let's start the first track from Worth with the demo of World Without Love. And here we go, you folks. And I'll chat with you along the way. There's a lot to tell today. So, yeah, World Without Love. Ah, that's better, for the moment. So yeah, World Without Love starts the album off, of course, on the Worth album. Not that everything's gonna be in perfect order, because I didn't even look. I sort of just went by my own body memory of the tracks. But it could also be the memory that I have is gonna be what I might have wanted rather than what it was. So if I mess up, sorry. Oh, Wendy, nice to see you back, Wendy. So, um, yeah, so that was 1992. It was a DAT session. That means that we recorded everything live in the studio. Um, it was a very simple session, one mic for the two of us, if the two of us were there. You'll hear that obviously when there's two of us or not. And this was actually when Paul had left. So it was just Donnie and I in the studio. And we went through the songs that we wanted to have like a better recording than anything we'd had before, because we had some cassette versions of things, but we wanted to make some, a little bit better quality to send over to Germany. So, but anyway, oh, hi Steve. I didn't know you were there. I just happened. I was trying to scroll and I'm missing people left and right. Sorry, the chat scrolls so fast and I've got so much to tell you that I'm confusing myself. But no, in all seriousness, as if this is really serious. Yeah, so it was recorded 1991, 92, towards the tail end of 91, but I always say 92 because it's complicated. But, so yeah, World Without Love starts it off. And, I think I'll play the second song and then I'll get into new stuff. And then, I'll just talk to you about all kinds of weird things today. That's funny. So let's see on YouTube. AK Box says, "Hello, Claude. Have you heard of the Holy Triumvirate of dark synth pop albums?" Nope. And really, I did not know that. That's funny. Who said that, or where is that stated somewhere? I would like to see the link. That would be awesome to see. Which is funny because I have something about A-Box and Google and links coming up because I'm going to explain something that happened today that was really funny. But it's going to be, interesting. But I'm glad Worth was on there. Well, thank you. Ooh, I wish I knew. I'm going to try to remember that. Let's see if I can. Hold on. Let's find out. Let's find out if this is a real thing. We'll do a search and we'll see what we bring up. Watch, it's going to be most like. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see that particular thingamajig, but it's okay. But here we go. This is Soldier and Child, and then I'll come back and we'll start talking normal news once I get myself settled, because I'm so nervous. Kind of. No, it's been a really complex week because, of course, I've been doing rehearsals. I'll tell you when I come back. Let me get my... I think if I get these 4 minutes out of the way, I think I'll feel better, and I'll just come back and we'll figure it out. nothing out there calls to me. Can you hear the voices? My existence cannot be. There has to be a reason. Always so near me and always so clear. Always just loud enough to tear into my soul. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like a child? The soldier is marching. The child begins to cry. The child begins to cry today. There's no way we're going to live throughout this loneliness inside. It fills my empty eyes. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like a child? The soldier is marching. The child begins to cry. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like a child? The soldier is marching. The child begins to cry. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like the child? The soldier is marching. The child begins to cry. Oh, the child begins to cry. Oh, the child begins to cry. So that was a good question I saw right there. So just for trivia's sake, Gareth did produce the album, but we're listening to the demos of the album. So before he would take on the job, we had to record the demos, send them over to see if he would accept it. Because remember, sometimes producers won't work with anyone just because. You have to have a reason. So we wrote him a nice letter that said why we wanted to work with him. But obviously we had to send him demos. So these are our demos of the album that we sent to Gareth Jones. And like I said, I don't have all of them handy, but most of them I do. And some of them are going to be a little surprising, but, depending on how time goes tonight, hopefully we'll get to all of them. If not, I'm sorry. But anyway, back to this week. So it's funny. We're not at 10,000 subscribers yet. We're close. We're 212 people away from subscribers, from the 10K. And one of the perks that you get when you get to 10,000 is that you get to do merch on your channel. Now, you may have noticed that there is merch on the YouTube channel, which is nice, because they decided to give that to us early, which is nice. They're anticipating that we're going to make the 10K. But I think the best thing about it is that once we hit that 10K, it starts to push the algorithm starts to push you out further. So I'm going to officially shill and say, please subscribe and all that jazz. Yeah, subscribe, hit the like buttons or whatever it is that people say, because I'm not a YouTuber and I don't want to be, but I like coming to do the streams, and the more the merrier, because I want to grow this wonderful A-Box fam that I have. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of you. So man, it just, I don't know. I want to see it grow. And there's other part of me that, sorry, I can't even speak tonight. there's this other part of me that wants to see it surpass the Facebook stuff and everything else. I just want to see it go. Like, I wish I'd paid more attention to it when I was younger and YouTube was not really all the rage just yet. And, we got our channel pretty early, but we didn't know what we were doing with it. I think we put a video up in 2008 and then didn't do another one until 2010 or something crazy like that. So yeah, that's awesome, Sean. Thank you. That means we're now 211. We're good. Yeah, if we get those last folks in, man, I'll be so happy because that was my goal. Not to harp on this, but that was my goal for this year, was to grow everything. I wanted to grow my X account. I wanted to grow the YouTube account to 10,000 followers and, all that cool stuff. So anyway, about this week, I've been rehearsing all week because I have a show on Sunday in Chicago, but it's really not a show because I'm just doing an appearance. So it's hard to practice for such things because I have no idea what is going to happen in the end. I don't know if I'll get 15 minutes, a half an hour. It's not a full set, so I'm just letting you know now. But I would love it if some Haybox fans went because it would be nice to meet up with you all. I go on early enough, about 4:30 in the afternoon. I go on early enough that you can catch it. And because it's such an early thing, I feel like I'm just going to hang out and kind of bum around and watch all the other artists play. So I think it's going to be fun for me too, because I'm not used to doing daytime shows. That's really weird too, by the way. 4:00 in the afternoon. Trippy. So yeah, so anyway, I've been rehearsing all week. So the schedule's been pretty tight. That's why I haven't been online. So about 2 to 3 hours a day. And I don't rehearse here. I rehearse at a rehearsal studio. I was going to stream the last one, but it was terrible. The first two were fantastic. The last one was terrible. I'm like, great. The last one that I was going to stream is going to be the one that sounds like crap. But I never know what I'm going to get in those rooms. So this last one was like, I struggled. But I was happy with all my set choices and stuff. So whether it's 15 minutes, a half an hour, one song, whatever it is, I'm ready. So it's going to be fun. But yeah, so the other thing I've been doing is, which I was going to show you guys this last week, and we didn't get to, was I've been working on several series of art pieces that are going to be turned into books of sort. And one of them is actually a book. Just so that, I don't know that I could put up a screen. I didn't take a screenshot of it. So what I'm going to have to do is show you the physical book, but that's okay. I'll show it to you. But yeah, it's a funny thing. So I made this little art book by hand. It's a board book that I made by hand. I'm going to mint it as an open edition. So if you're on Tezos or you're thinking about getting a Tezos wallet, this is going to be the one. I'm telling you. So it's going to be an open edition, but it has to surpass 200 for the next phase of it to happen, which is this. Once there's more than 200 of them minted, it's going to be cheap. I will then do an old-fashioned raffle, and one of those 200 people will get the physical book. And there's only one. There's no others. There's just one. If we don't hit that 200 mark, and yes, it's kind of related to the YouTube thing, sort of, right? But if we don't reach the 200 mark when I mint it, and I'll give you plenty of time, but if we don't reach it, then all bets are off. And then I'm going to just auction it off at some later date. But for now, its working title is Nocturnal Field Test. It's It's a strange little book. Here, I'm going to show it to you. I'll see if I can show it to you, actually. I may not be able to. This is it. And it's a series of field paintings, and it's difficult to see unless you're actually holding it in your hand, but I'll try. Everything's done with black, and basically pieces of books, pens, and whatnot. I don't know if the camera's going to even be able to pick this up, but this is the book. It's all done with black. In fact, it probably looks better in black and white. You might be able to see some. There's a ladder. Yeah, there you go. You could see something. Like I said, holding it in your hand is very different. And wow, look, that one has a chip on it. Right there. There's a chip. Yeah. Yeah, see if I can get a close up there. So they're very strange little paintings. I don't know if you can see them. And then, of course, the end. Now, that should look familiar to some of you. Because that's how I signed all the Hope books. So yeah, this is real. It's a real physical piece of work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mint it, or have you guys mint them. And then, yeah, I'm going to raffle it off. So someone will have this version by itself with all my fingerprints on it. Because that's what you do. Oh my God, I can't even see your chats. Why can I see? Yeah, some of them are sort of, Brian says, some of the images appear embossed. Some of them are because it's cutouts of books. Some of it is liquid rubber stuff. And, that type of thing. West Teesside says, have you ever thought about doing an A-Box song VST deconstruction? That's a funny one. I don't know. I think I could. But that would be kind of strange. I don't know. I think if I don't know, maybe I would do that. But yeah, that's right. But anyway, yeah, it's a strange little book. And I've been doing these, I don't know what to call them other than they're sort of field paintings. If you don't know what a field painting is, it's sort of, usually the artist will paint one color or one type of color on a giant canvas, and then it's kind of left up to the imagination of the person. Most people think it's just a red canvas, but it's not really. They're meant to have your imagination kind of work. The problem with those, in my opinion, is that if the particular colors are too opaque, then you don't get to see anything. So you do see nothing but a red painting. So what I thought I would do is try something really strange and do it so that if you're far enough away, you only see the one color. But if you get close, then things start to come out. So it was an experiment. So in that experiment, I did all of these. There are 16 of these. So this is also a book. And I'll show you just one or two. Same idea. Books, bits and pieces of cardboard, all kinds of stuff, whatever I can find. But then I start painting it with just different reds until most of the stuff that I've put on there disappears. So you may not see nothing at first. You may see nothing but red. And the camera's not doing it justice. But as you get close, you start to see stuff. And that's when you start to see that there's a lot more going on than what you might have thought of if it was like, I don't know, out here. Although I don't know if that's the best example. Oh, this one's a good one. If I don't say so myself. So this one, see right away, it's just red. In fact, at the way I'm looking at it on the camera, it almost looks like a palm tree, but it's not. As you come close, you start to see that there's something else going on. And it's a figure, and you could see where the cardboard was and all that stuff. Anyway, these will be part of some books I'm working on. So that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, in between rehearsals, in between playing with Synth Plant. Yeah, I'm really having fun with that synth. But yeah, maybe I will do something like a deep dive into like the stuff I use and why I use it. I would have to do it in a way that I can really capture the screens, because what I've figured out is that I tried to do it today and I could see Ableton on the capture, but it wouldn't show me the interfaces of anything I was using. It wouldn't transmit it. In fact, I can even show you, like, I had it all planned out. Oops, can't see nothing now. Yeah, as you can see, there's Ableton. Oh, I don't know if I can even move it. Can I? No. Yeah, I can't even move it. But yeah, I couldn't get the screen to show up, man. So I don't know. I'll have to figure something out. Maybe I will. But, it's one of those things. But anyway, let's carry on. So Decades. Decades was next on my little list. It probably wasn't next in the album. I think it was Wedding Day. Did I mix them up? It doesn't matter. Decades. I hope. What am I doing?
I hear a sound in the corridor, a screaming child I can't ignore. Goes on and on and on. I press my ears, I can't make it go away.
AKVox on YouTube says or asks, "Hey Claude, there was an EP prior to Peace, or did I just hear some old demo somewhere?" You just heard some old demo somewhere. Yeah, the first single was "Living in Oblivion," and it was actually not even official, and it got released early because stations started playing it, and that became the single. So there was no time to do anything but to get busy and record the album. So we didn't release any EPs or anything, unless, of course, you're talking about before we were signed. We had our demo tape that we used to pass around and sell at shows. So in many ways, that's called Ascension, and I'm gonna release it on Bandcamp. It's gonna happen. That has to do with also the stuff that's been going on this week. I don't know if you guys were here for the last, well, 2 streams ago. You know that Bandcamp got bought by Songtrader, and it's been shaky. So I've been sort of worried about what's going to happen with Bandcamp, and I'm not the only one. So that's funny, Tim. This one time at Bandcamp, when they got sold. So yeah, and just this last week, they laid off 50% of their workforce. So it's telling. Um, so obviously there's some sort of economic downturn for them. So I don't know what's going to happen to Bandcamp. So I've had to do two things that I didn't want to do. One, I had to figure out and learn digital download stuff on my own, which, there's plenty of plugins and things to do it. So I'm not having to code from scratch anything, but I've had to kind of keep my eye on, what would come next. So that in case it does happen, that I'll have to release everything on the site straight, which is not something I really wanted to do because it requires a lot of maintenance. And I think that the stats and everything else that I really love about Bandcamp, I would miss it. So I'm going to try to support it until the very end. But it's a sad thing, to be honest with you, because I really, really love Bandcamp. You're so funny, Tim. That's so funny. Box Camp. Man, that's the $1 million line right there. Box Camp. Shoot. That is so funny. You are brilliant. That's funny. I'll still call it BC. But anyway, no, I can still do digital downloads on the site if I want to. And of course, I can do physical products off of Square, which I use for merch when I do merch. But I liked collecting things on Bandcamp. I like to go randomly searching through Bandcamp because it feels a lot like a record store that's really cool and friendly. So I like going in there, searching for artists that are new, finding some new stuff, just new music. As well as catching up with people that are making records that may not be making records anymore. Like I found like a bunch of weird, really strange pseudo new wave bands from the 70s I'd never heard of that were making really strange synth stuff. So I was like, Pretty 99. That's funny, Jim. You're funny, man. You're the best. But oh, that's so nice. I hope I can accommodate. But I'm telling you, man, that show in Chicago is going to be a tight thing. I have no idea what's going to happen. Um, you know, but I'll do my best. We'll see what happens. I can't promise any song choices or things like that because if I get 15 minutes, then it's going to be basically 2 songs and me talking. The way things work, but I'll do my best. It'll be fun. I think the whole thing's going to be interesting. But yeah, so that's on Sunday. Like I said, I'm making an appearance. It's not a full set of any. Don't think it's a full set. It's not. But it's a very interesting mix of artists and characters. Bill Warren says, I'll see you in Houston on December 2nd. Oh, Eric, El Paso on November 25th. Thank you for reminding me of the dates because I always forget. I always forget to even show them, which is even funnier. So, just so that you know, if you want to know where I'm playing, the best place to go see where I'm playing is anythingbox.com or npop.com. And of course, our Bandcamp page, because it shows the current dates. See, it's another thing I love about Bandcamp. I don't even have to post them there. They just show up. I love Bandcamp. So I'm going to keep trying to do this stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of made me sad. So I worked on creative things to try to clear my head of the cobwebs of bad news. Because let me tell you, as you well know, these last 2 weeks have been insane madness of news. So I've been trying to stay away from it all because it gets too easy to get embroiled into stuff. So I'm just like, I just want peace. So I want to back away from it. Besides, I think there's this thing where unless you're actually involved in making a change, a real change, I think especially celebrities and people that are just what I call Pop-Tarts, I think they should just shut up. So I kind of tend to do that more or less these days. There's a couple things where I might bring up an issue or two, but I mean, Pop-Tarts entertain people. That's what we do. We don't have to tell you how to vote, what you should be angry at, that kind of stuff. It's just not me. I'm not going to do that. So anyway, so decades. But do you notice the theme here? Building from Worth. You know what was going on when Worth was recorded, right? The Gulf War. And that's when the wall came down in Germany. And all those things, No, I thank you for that. AK Vox says you are not a Pop-Tart, though. Thanks. I try not to. I do that to take myself down a notch when I think my head's going too big on certain issues. I'm like, remember, you're just a fucking Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart. I can't even speak. Oh my God. It must be getting to me. And that's quite all right because I've got a long night ahead. After this is done, I'm going to finish packing. I still have to pack my gear. And I have to leave for the airport around 5:30-ish. So I've got a night ahead of me. But yeah. Thank you, Brian. But that was my point. The correlations is interesting. I call it fractal time. So anyway, wedding day. And then I'll come back.
Looking out my window, I could swear I feel your hands holding mine on your wedding day.
Y'all are so funny. I'm not even going to repeat some of the stuff that I'm seeing on this chat, but you guys are so funny. So yeah, at first I thought Danya was not on that recording, and then right at the end, I heard her sing a harmony, which tells me something interesting that I can share